when you are an adult on your own. This means you will have to cook for yourself. The thing is, though, is that cooking can sometimes be hazardous, especially if you are cooking with hot oil. Use a 2-liter soda bottle and cut the bottom off so you can use it as a sleeve to avoid any splashes. 2. Isn't it annoying when you are chopping vegetables on a cutting board and then go to dump the contents into a bowl and food spills out from the sides? Don't worry about this happening again when you flip the board around. Use the hole of the handle to guide anything you've chopped into a bowl. Avoid messes with this simple life hack. 3. You're at a beach or pool. You will want to go in the water eventually. Most of the times, someone stays behind to watch everyone's stuff. Instead of worrying about someone taking your items if you leave it, store away your belongings in diapers. No one is going to be eager to pick up a stranger's lone diaper. 4. Adults don't even like taking medication, so why would a child? Luckily, you can easily fool them by putting the medicine in a juice box. The baby won't even pay attention to the taste. They will just see the juice box and will happily sip away while getting their necessary medication. 5. If there comes a time when you are going to need to dry into a ceiling, take an extra precaution beforehand. Cut the bottom of a plastic cup and put on the base of the drill before getting to work. This little trick will help you avoid dust and debris from falling into your eyes during your project. 6. You probably never expected either thievery or fraud when you were a kid, but it happens a lot in your adulthood. There is always the possibility that you could be giving your information to the wrong people. So, if some company is asking you for your contact information, list your name as the company's name. This is so you can find out which company is selling your data. 7. For some people, percentages are hard. With calculators easily fitting in the palm of our hands, aka our phones, we don't often have to solve math problems in our head. When you go out to a restaurant, though, you need to know percentages when calculating a tip for your waiter. If you flip the equation, you will make everything a lot easier for yourself, and the answer will start clicking. 8. What if you are looking to make brownies, but you don't have the right size pan for them? You don't want a pan that is too big, because then you will have way too thin of brownies. This is what aluminum foil is for. Use aluminum foil to make the right size pan out of anything that you have, so you never have to worry about not having the correct cooking vessel. 9. Isn't it annoying when you are looking for a power strip and you don't know which plug goes where? This way you have to follow the cord to figure out what can be unplugged and what needs to stay in. A neat little trick is to use bread clips and write on each one to know automatically which plug goes to what. 10. When you are looking to heat up food, it can be a little annoying to wait your turn for the microwave. You're starving, but one person is going to have hot food before the other. This is why you can use a glass cup to stack one plate on top of another, so 2 meals can be heated up at the same time. You and your friend or your date can eat together without fighting for the microwave. 11. What happens if you have an impromptu party, but you don't have anything to start your fireplace? Whether you have a fire chimney inside or a nice fire pit outside, both are rendered useless if you have nothing to set on fire. A good hack for this is stuffing dryer lint inside of an empty roll of toilet paper. This will be a cheap and easy way for you to entertain when you don't have any logs of wood around. 12. Don't leave vegetable bags open in the freezer. Use binder clips not only to keep everything safe from the freezer, but hang them on racks in the freezer as well. This is a great way to keep everything neat and organized, while also making more room in your freezer for food. 13. When trying to decide which earbud belongs in which ear, make things easier for yourself. Use different colored tips to decipher which one goes in the right ear and which goes in the left ear. It's an easy hack that will shave off some time in your life and save some moments of frustration from interrupting your day. 14. If you are on medication, it can be nerve-wracking trying to remember if you took a pill that day or not. Instead of worrying yourself sick, mark down the consumption date of each pill on the package. You will be able to see if you took that right pill for each day and let your mind be at ease. 15. Bagels are delicious, but you're probably not going to eat them all in one. So how do you keep a bag of bagels fresh? Pop the top of the bagel bag in the hole of the bagel to keep everything sealed in. 16. When it comes to white wine, it is a beverage best served cold. What happens though if you don't have enough time to chill it, or it's not cold enough even after being in the fridge? Instead of using ice cubes that can water down your wine, use frozen grapes. Keeping some grapes in the freezer is a great way to cool down your white wine without watering it down. You will then be able to eat the grapes when you're done with your wine. 17. Rather than rummaging through your boxes in order to find the correct Band-Aid that you need, make organizing easier for yourself. The way to do this is to store each Band-Aid size in a clear zip bag. You can make everything easier for yourself by sticking one on the outside so you can visually tell right away which bag is which. 18. If you have a new pair and they're just a little too snug, wear them around the house with a thick pair of wool socks. This will stretch out your heels so that you can wear them comfortably all day. 19. If your furry little friend is always getting into the trash can at night, don't fret too much. First, there is probably food in there, and dogs just love going on a scavenger hunts. Avoid a tipped-over trash can by putting the trash can in a dog crate. You don't need to box your pooch in at night when you're locked away the garbage can. 20. What happens when you forget your wallet at home? Well, you panic, of course. Once you are done panicking, then remember that you have spare money and all hope is not lost. Store some extra money in the phone case of your phone so that even if you forget your wallet, you can survive until you get home. 21. There are few food items better than pizza. What happens if you have 2 frozen pizzas that you want to cook but can't cook at once? This is easy. Cut up the 2 frozen pizzas. Rearrange in a manner that both can fit on a pan and stick it in the oven. Now you don't need to choose between 2 pizzas when you can just have both. 22. The trusty lint roller. Not only can you use it on your clothes, but your screens as well. If you have a dirty screen and are unsure as to how one actually cleans a dirty screen, you can turn to your lint roller for help. Use it to get all of the dust and cobwebs away so that you are not only improving the air quality of the room, but the look as well. 23. Not really, but this is a good hack for those who really dislike the look of wires and charging stations. Hide a charging station in a book for a classy-looking charging station. You will have your phone resting on a book, and it will look to others like you really are the studious type. What you're doing instead is charging your phone while switching the TV to the latest episode of The Great British Baking Show. 24. Depending on how you shop at the supermarket, you could be waiting weeks for your next trip to the store, which means that you probably have a lot in your cart. How do you store it all? One neat trick is, if you're buying a 6-pack of soda, is to hang it off the side of your shopping cart. This frees up room in your cart and kinda looks cool when you're in the candy section. 25. Has it ever happened to you that you need to fill up a bucket, but it's too big to fit in a sink? Instead of making a mess by trying to do the impossible and make it fit, use a dustpan instead. Place the dustpan in the sink and let it act as a funnel to the bucket below. 26. Squirrels and chipmunks are cute, but you really wish they would stop trying to get into your bird feeder. You may not know what other option there is to avoid these little runts from getting into your bird feeder. A good way to deter these little critters is by putting a slinky on the beam to the bird feeder. They won't be able to crawl up this way, and your bird feeder will stay intact with this hack. 27. Around the holidays, you buy a roll of wrapping paper, and you probably don't use it all. While it may seem like a great idea to store it away until next year, the unraveling aspect of wrapping paper makes it a pain to store. This is why you should get an empty roll of toilet paper. Cut it in the middle and use it as a way to keep everything together. No more bunched up paper for you. 28. Growing up, you probably got your hand caught in the door more times than you can count. Even though you endured that pain, you don't want your kids to. This is why you can cut up a pool noodle and use it to avoid pinched hands. Your kids may mourn their pool noodle, but it's okay, you can get them another. And you are saving them from hurting themselves, and you'll wish the idea was thought of when you were a kid.